Good evening and welcome to a special edition of BBC Midlands Today from the Cold War Museum at RAF Cosford near Albrighton in Shropshire. Well, the Queen and Prince Philip have spent a second day in the region visiting Birmingham, the Queen Elizabeth Hospital and here at RAF Cosford, where thousands of people watched a colourful pageant. The royal couple began their tour this morning in Birmingham city centre, where hundreds of people came out to see them in the sunshine. Sarah Falkland was there.
The band were fired up, the sun had come out. It was the warmest of welcomes for Her Majesty. The excitement and sense of occasion was tangible. The Queen in Brum, in the very square named after her great-great-grandma. After signing the visitors' book, she was presented with a silver bowl by Kay Alexander, who chairs the city's assay office. Then it was time for a short walkabout.
It's not every day that the Queen comes to town and people get the chance to be this close to a reigning monarch, but here she is, Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth, and this fleeting visit, just 25 minutes, is, well, something of a royal rainbow in a washout summer.
Prince Philip asked, "Why aren't you at school?" to me and Sasha.
He asked you why you weren't at school, and what did you say?
Because we came here to see you.
And they're going straight to school now.
She asked me, did I come from here? And I said, no, I do now, but I'm originally from Ireland. And she said, it's a beautiful day, and I said, yes, absolutely. She was lovely.
It all proved a bit overwhelming for 5-year-old Lilac, who'd given the Queen a posy.
So, I can't even put it into words. It was shocking. I was really pleased with her. She'd done brilliantly, and I'm just amazed and was in tears at the time.
I felt that I was going to cry in happiness.
Well, she was lovely. I think she looks fabulous. She seems to have a particular radiance about her this year. It is a very special year. And also, I just can't get over the two of them. They walk around for hours, and she's wearing heeled shoes.
And on she went, spreading her own sunshine along the way. Sarah Falkland, BBC Midlands Today in Birmingham.
But the biggest event of the day was here at RAF Cosford. Around 35,000 people came to celebrate the Queen's Diamond Jubilee and enjoyed a colourful procession over half a mile long, made up of 5,000 schoolchildren. Joanne Riddle reports.
The Queen and the Duke of Edinburgh swept into RAF Cosford to a warm welcome. First port of call, the Cold War exhibition at the RAF Museum. They were greeted by 120 invited guests, including Scout leader Jamie Moore-Winnie.
She was a lovely lady, lovely to talk to, and she seemed very happy to be here. I mean, it didn't seem like a chore to her at all.
The Duke of Edinburgh took a particular interest in a coach behind the British boxing team from nearby Telford.
He asked me what I did, and I said, well, you know, I'm an Olympic boxing coach now. I was an Olympic medalist in 1988 in Seoul, and he said to me, well, you know, what sport? And I said boxing. He was quite taken aback by it.
The Queen was presented with a posy by 4-year-old Chloe Willis, whose father's based at RAF Cosford and is currently in the Falklands.
When I explained he was in the Falklands, she was saying that Prince William had just actually been out there, and asked how Chloe kept in contact with her father.
From there it was back outside and time to take a seat in front of delighted crowds. 35,000 people registered for free tickets for the event here, with 5,000 school children parading past the Queen and the Duke of Edinburgh. The children were part of a half-mile pageant depicting the 6 decades of the Queen's reign and detailing historic events. This truck belongs to Ridgeway Rentals in Oswestry and carried a model of Mount Everest. The man who headed the expedition, Sir John Hunt, was from Lentwardine.
I've pulled some heavy loads in my time, but not Everest.
For the children themselves, a memorable day.
I feel really proud that I've seen her. It felt really exciting and I loved every moment.
I liked what she was wearing because she looked very pretty.
The Lord Lieutenant of Shropshire, who helped organise the event, declared it a success.
Has the Queen or the Duke of Edinburgh given you any reaction about how much they've enjoyed today?
I think they were surprised, very surprised at the number of people, and overwhelmed by the number of young children in all their colours and the organisation.
The Queen wore a diamond brooch. It was made by the father of a Shropshire man, and she apparently wore it when she returned to Britain from Kenya following the death of her father, King George VI, in 1952. 60 years on, and the Queen left delighted crowds behind in Cosford after a day which for once was dry. Joanne Riddle, BBC Midlands Today.
Well, I'm joined now by Maggie Love, who organised today's pageant. Maggie, you must be absolutely shattered. Was it worthwhile?
Oh, it was definitely worthwhile to see all those wonderful smiling faces, thousands of children and community groups taking part, and the thousands of public being in attendance.
So
absolutely.
What was the main aim and objective of the pageant today, and did you achieve it?
Well, for me, it was to put a smile on Her Majesty's face. But I think I did a lot more than that, what I've heard. That not only was she smiling, but I hear she had a few laughs, and also the Duke of Edinburgh had a few giggles. So yes, I achieved a lot more than just a smile.
And it was the Rainbow Pageant. What was the inspiration behind that?
Rainbow Pageant came from the honouring of the Queen's Award for Voluntary Service, and I asked, what does the Queen's Award for Voluntary Service look like? It was purple. So they had to be in the last decade, because that's only taken place in the last 10 years. With the last decade being purple, 5 more to add, 5 colours, 6 colours of the rainbow. That's how it came about. But it's not a rainbow of colour, it's Her Majesty's R-E-I-G-N bow.
And it was very important for you to make sure that Her Majesty was comfortable throughout the whole procession.
It was, because my mother is in a similar decade to Her Majesty, and I know that she needs to sit and watch things go by, and that's the most comfortable way to do it. So that's how the procession came about.
So once you've caught up on the much-needed sleep, what will be the highlight for you?
The highlight for me will be the amazing teamwork that took place from the whole community, all the schools, the RAF right here, the museum, the lieutenancy, both councils. Absolutely awesome. What a fantastic county celebration.
Absolutely. Well, Maggie Love, congratulations. Well done on a brilliant pageant, and many, many memories for people to treasure, I'm sure. Thank you very much indeed. So I think there are going to be some much-needed sleep caught up on tonight. Well, I'll be back later in the programme with a special report on the Queen's visit to the QE Hospital in Birmingham, where she met patients and staff. There's been a great air of excitement and anticipation around the Midlands over the last couple of days. Of course, yesterday, around 50,000 people were in Herefordshire and Worcester to see the royal couple. As well as meeting the public in Birmingham city centre this morning, Her Majesty also visited the QE Hospital. But the Queen was just a little girl when the Queen Elizabeth Hospital, named after her mother, in 1938. Well, today she officially opened the state-of-the-art modern Queen Elizabeth Hospital, proving that although medicine has moved on, the link with royalty is as strong as ever. Here's our health correspondent, Michele Paduano.
Today, Her Majesty the Queen briefly touched the lives of the staff who daily change the lives of the patients they serve.
I woke up very early today and I was so happy that I woke here.
Such an honour for everyone.
And I think he gets us recognised as well.
Through the hard work that we do day in and day out.
A Birmingham landmark, this hospital is a centre for excellence. To prove the point, an air ambulance flew in whilst we waited. The Queen also met patients who'd lived against the odds, like the teenager who received a liver saved from a burning aircraft. Kate Trevenor has since survived 3 transplants.
It is weird because you don't know what to say at first, and then when she starts talking to you, she's like really relaxed and she makes you feel relaxed. It's really strange.
The hospital is also the National Centre for Defence Medicine.
I'll be honest, I was more nervous now than when I was in Iraq in a war zone. So that sums it up really.
Saving soldiers in Iraq translated into Dawn Pickett being rebuilt after breaking over 100 bones in a car smash.
Now they've got the facilities here and the new trauma centre, lives and limbs that previously wouldn't have been saved will be.
The Queen unveiled a glass sculpture to officially open the Queen Elizabeth Hospital.
People were asked what should they call the brand new hospital in Birmingham. Staff, governors and the public all royally agreed. It should remain the Queen Elizabeth Hospital, Birmingham.
Then there was just time to receive an impromptu posy picked in 4-year-old Jessica's garden.
You're a princess, aren't you? Yeah? And you know she's going to marry a prince, isn't it?
And the fairy tale was over. Michele Paduano, BBC Midlands Today.
Well, joining me now is the General Manager of RAF Cosford Museum, Alex Medhurst. Alex, you were involved in the slightly more formal part of the day. What did that entail?
Yes, well, we had the reception here in the Cold War exhibition where the Queen and Prince Philip walked around and looked at the various aircraft that we have here and also met groups of people. Then she retired, and then there was a formal lunch in our visitor centre.
And today it wasn't just about this wonderful venue that you've got to host the pageant. It was really a celebration of the whole of Shropshire, wasn't it?
Oh, very much so. I mean, there were especially school children from all areas of Shropshire and beyond as well. And it was a nice balance because we had the formal element here at the museum, but then it was very much a collaboration with the RAF Cosford camp themselves, who then sort of hosted the pageant. So it was nice. You had the formal bit, and then you had the great bit with the 5,000 school children. It was a perfect day. What can I say?
You actually took the Queen on a tour of the museum here. That must have brought back some memories for her over her 60-year reign.
Yes, well, if you think really the Cold War era was very much while the Queen was on the throne, so there would have been a lot of some very important events happening during that period.
Did you pick up on any particular aircraft or anything that jogged memories for her?
I was actually quite impressed with some of the information she had. She talked about the accident that the Vulcan to the Sky had last month. She knew the details of that. She asked about nuclear missiles, which we have quite a few in this building. When I told her we have 4.6 megatons of nuclear weapons in the building, she didn't seem to bat an eye. So I did say they were all safe.
Good. Well, that's good to know. Alex, thank you very much indeed. So much hard work has gone into organising the last couple of days, so lots of fantastic memories for people to take away. Well, it was glorious weather today for the Diamond Jubilee visit, but how long will the sunshine reign over us? Shefali is somewhere in the museum with all the answers. Shefali. Thanks very much, Shefali. Well, a reminder that there's a special programme on Saturday tea time, 5 o'clock here on BBC One, The Queen and I, which will be focusing on Her Majesty's visits to the West Midlands over 60 years and talking to some of the people who've met her. Well, if you'd like to watch some of our reports again on the royal visit to Hereford, Worcester, Birmingham and here at RAF Cosford, then they're all available on our Facebook page. But I'll leave you tonight with some images of today's Diamond Jubilee tour with some fantastic images and celebrations and special memories for people to take away. From all of us here at Midlands Today, goodbye.